Hi everyone, it's Chelsea here, bringing you another segment of Living in Southwest Florida. Every single state has their own way of doing things. Some states are all ran through attorneys, some without, some where you sit around a table and you sign all of your documentation and high-five each other, some you handle on your own. Whatever your past experiences are, it may be different than the way we do things down here. So today we're going to go ahead and explore some common questions on how to buy a house in Southwest Florida. But before we jump in, really quickly, I would really appreciate if you go ahead and hit that like button so that YouTube algorithms share this information with others and it lets me know what you'd like more of. And as a quick thank you, here is some video of a recent Florida Everblades hockey game. They are currently second in their division for ECHL hockey, and they play here out of our own Hertz Arena. And as always, we love helping people from all over the country buy and sell their homes here in Southwest Florida. So if you or anyone you know of are even thinking about moving, then please feel free to use the contact information below. All right, let's jump right in. Today we're going to walk through the home buying process here and do a little Q&A. We're going to make some assumptions that you've found the home that you love and you're ready to make that offer. This process can vary, so again, feel free to tell me in the comments below if you spot any differences from your own hometown. What kind of contracts do we use? In our local area, we typically use the FAR/BAR as-is contract. The Florida FAR/BAR contract is a standard form agreement developed cooperatively by the Florida Bar and Florida Association of Realtors. Since this was written by the attorneys of the Florida Association of Realtors and many sections are standardized in language, there are opportunities for some customization if necessary though. The as-is contract is my personal favorite version because it does not lock a seller into any specific amounts of repairs, and it has more open language if a repair needs to be negotiated down the road. There are also some regional variations, such as the Naples version, which is called the NABOR, or Naples Area Board of Realtors version. There is also a version that includes a preset amount for repairs already set aside, but we find that that one's less often utilized because sellers prefer not to be tied into repairs and buyers tend to prefer to not have a capped amount of major repairs needed. How long do they have to respond? This is a negotiable point, but we can usually get a response back in a day or two. Most people tend to make fast decisions here, and it's not uncommon to have an answer within a few hours, but every case can be different. In our current market, I recommend to my sellers to hold all offers for a couple of days so we can get some traction on our marketing before making decisions. And other agents will do something similar, so don't be surprised if you see it. Generally speaking, though, we will know something between 1 to 3 days. How much is a typical deposit? When writing an offer, a seller will ask the buyers to put down what's called an initial deposit or an earnest money deposit, also known as an EMD, to show that they have some skin in the game while the seller removes the home from the market. Most will like to see between 1 and 2% of a sales price. So if you're spending $500,000 on a home, expect to put down around $10,000. This is negotiable, of course, and it may be more or less than that. What are contingencies? Contingencies are points in a contract that protect your EMD deposit money. The most common contingencies utilized are the inspection, preliminary title, and loan contingencies. These are little stop signs that give you time to do all of your research and make sure that both the house and your financing meet your expectations. If it doesn't and you're within your time window, then you have the option of canceling the contract and receiving back your deposit money. Something to note though is that how these are removed. In some states, a contingency in place until it's signed away with the removal, but in Florida, the contingency is time lapse. That means if you have 15 days to do your inspections, on day 16, that contingency is gone and it can no longer be used as a deposit protection point. There are times though that these can be extended. For example, if a lender is running a week behind on approvals, then maybe you can request an extension on that contingency. The sellers would need to give you this extension and they would also be signing off on it, or you could move forward knowing that your money is no longer protected, or you could cancel the escrow during the contingency window before it lapses to get your money returned. As a disclaimer though, I am not a lawyer and we are discussing legal contracts here, so be sure to double check your own scenario as it may be different from the generalities I'm describing. How long do I have to inspect things? The standardized FAR as-is contract language gives 15 calendar days for inspections and due diligences. That being said, it is a negotiable point, and in sellers markets like we currently have, it is often that we see these condensed into 7, 10, or 12-day intervals instead. Before you go and start in this contingency, make sure that you check with your vendors to see if they can accommodate you with the window you've set. Will the sellers provide disclosures? Sometimes, sellers are required to pass along or disclose any known or material defects, but they're not required to fill out a formal disclosure form. Florida is a buyer beware state, so be sure that you do your own inspections and review any question marks that you may have on your own. Who handles closing? In our area, title companies usually manage their own closings. A title officer will act as the escrow coordinator and will collect all of the necessary paperwork and monies to be distributed. I personally do not handle any money, and instead the title company will handle it all. How does closing work? If you live out of state, it can usually be arranged with the title company to send a notary to handle all of the necessary documentation to transfer the deed or loan documents or whatever it is that you need. If you're local, they'll sit down with you at the title company offices and they'll handle all of the paperwork directly with you. If you'll be out of the area for closing, please flag it early on so the title company can prepare it all in a timely fashion. This will usually take about an hour or so to sit down and do. Quick note about utilities. Once you've closed on your new home, then the title company will give you a copy of all of the final documents so that you can go ahead and take those to the utility companies. Utility companies will need that final statement to set up your new account, so you're going to need to wait until you have them. And that's it. You've bought your own little piece of paradise. As always, I'd love to hear from you. What is same or different from the area you currently live in? You can find my contact information in the video description below, or if you'd like to run questions by me about your own specific scenario, myself and a network of agents I have throughout the United States are here and ready to help you with your move. Also, feel free to use Cape Coral Fort Myers Realestate.com for all the latest listings to hit the market and begin getting comfortable with our marketplace. No obligations. If you're ready to get that ball rolling on your move to Southwest Florida, then there's a link in the description below to set up a personalized home search that will be tailored specifically to you. Oftentimes, when you search on web aggregates, it limits your capabilities. But when I build the search for you, you'll have many more options available, and then we can begin to have a conversation on what your home in Florida will look like. Also, don't forget to add me on social media and follow along as we post weekly articles and information that you may find handy and give you insight as to what life in Florida looks like. And as always, we really appreciate it when you leave us a comment and hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bells so that you can be notified when we drop future videos that may help you with living in Southwest Florida. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I wish you much health and happiness.